Hello, 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 Facebook. So excited again to have you guys on for another edition of the CEO Corner. I am your host, Tiffany D. Bell, and again, I am so excited to have you join us again with another wonderful chit chat with an upcoming guest. But before we get into that, let me just tell you a little bit more about the heart behind the CEO Corner. So, what our goal is to bring on women who are busy making a difference, not just in their local community, but women that have decided that they want to make an impact all around the world, right? And so the women that are coming on to the show here recently, they've all been involved in one of two affirmation journal projects that we have. Our first one is called Affirmations of a Woman on a Mission, but we have a second one coming up pretty shortly, and that is called Affirmations of a CEO on the Move. And so our guest today is a part of that next journal, right? And so if you'd like to learn more about the affirmation journals, feel free to go to uncommoncourage.cc/affirm women. Again, uncommoncourage.cc/affirm women. That is one, so you can get a copy of the journal that I just showed you, right? Or you can go to uncommoncourage.cc affirm CEO, and that is to get a copy of the one that we have coming up. But before we go into the details of that, I cannot wait to be able to get our guest here on the stage. So again, y'all could just learn about some of the fabulous things that she's doing to make a difference in people's lives. So with that, let's get into our introduction. So again, I'm really excited. Her name is Monique Robinson, right? Monique is an educational advocate for our nation's HBCUs. And so for those of you who may not be familiar with that term, it's historically Black colleges and universities, right? She's the founder and CEO of A Better Chance for Youth Futures, which is a nonprofit that is dedicated to making sure that our scholars and families are prepared for their higher education and beyond. And so welcome to the stage with me today, our guest, Monique Robinson. Monique, welcome to the CEO Corner.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here today.
So glad to have an opportunity to chat with you again. So our first introduction, if I'm not mistaken, it was through Success Women's Conference several months back, right? So I think that you were one of our national top influencers for that for Success 2021, right?
Yes, I was upset I didn't get to make it because of scheduling and we had an event, but it was still an honor to be a recipient.
Okay, Monique, for those of you who are not aware, Monique is pretty busy. Again, as I mentioned before, she has a nonprofit which is focused on helping our youth get into schools, right? And so, for me, I wish that I'd gotten connected with you, earlier on. My youngest son, he will be graduating next month, and yeah, very excited. We're all look, it is 30 days from today. Actually, today, May 25th, is his high school graduation. And so he is prepping and getting ready for his next steps. But again, I just know that my challenge as a mom, I really didn't understand the process. He didn't understand the process. I don't want to speak negatively and say that the school didn't prepare us, but I do feel like there's some definite resources that seem to be out of reach for us, especially when it comes to being able to get the attention of some of our HBCUs that are located here in the Southeast. And, we just found that it was a very difficult task for us. And so I love what you're doing. So with that, tell us a little bit more about your nonprofit. How did you, what was the path that you took, one, to create it? Where did that idea come from? And how are you guys accomplishing your mission? And then I would love to even hear some of your success and struggle stories, right? We got a lot to talk about. So jump in wherever you'd like.
Definitely. Well, we started. I am an educator. I think every job in the school except for the cafeteria or the custodian, but I probably did that too and just didn't remember. But it started as actually an after school club in the city of Detroit, where I was teaching, and I noticed some of the guidance counselors weren't promoting college for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've always been the type that if it's a problem, I find a solution rather than complain. So I started as an after school club teaching kids how to find scholarships and taking them on tours to do different things. And then it just became personal because I had to break down and be really honest with some of my scholars because it's like, why should I go to college? Nobody else is going. And, you know, I had to just be honest with them. Look, I'm not even supposed to be here. And it's, you know, they, what do you mean, Miss? What do you mean? I was like, well, I graduated high school with a very low GPA that is not even college material.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and they took a chance on me. And ever since then, I said, when I get to the place where I can help people, that's going to be my way of giving back. And so fast forward to COVID. I mean, I know some COVID was bad for some people. It was good for me because it allowed me to have that time to say, look, you know, what am I passionate about? What do I want to do? And it gave me that opportunity to concentrate and file the necessary paperwork to become the nonprofit that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody know business, you for profit, you not gonna get too much when you're trying to get people to do something as a service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So to get other organizations to help, I, you know, did the right thing and just went as a nonprofit. And I have had, I mean, it doesn't even seem like work, honestly, because
Oh, that's a blessing. That's passion right there, chick. Let me just say that.
I get excited off the littlest, like the smallest things.
Uh-huh.
Like I had a parent literally write me and took pictures of them doing campus tours. And that their child was not like, she's like, I'm not going to school. I'm going to do the family business. You know, there's so many success stories. Like last year, I had all of my seniors receive full scholarships.
Mm.
Some of my parents are going back to school. So, and I can't take credit totally by myself because I'm very spiritual. I don't make any decisions unless I pray about it. But I have a great team of 3 young ladies that help out.
Okay.
You know, one of them, she's a success story too. She was actually my principal, assistant principal, I think. And she was about to put her, she was like, I'm tired of him. He's either going to go to school or he's getting out of my house. And I was like, no. I said, give me 30 days. I'll get him in school. And so she didn't believe me, but ever since we've been joined at the hip.
Oh, I love it.
And her son got in school. He's excelling. He's pledged. He's done everything that you can do on a college.
Okay.
And he's still there. So
okay. Oh man, that is wonderful. So let me ask this. So do you help mainly just do you mainly help high school students, high school seniors? Do you help, you know, students that are already in college, like they've had their, you know, their freshman, sophomore year, but they still need additional funding? Like how, you know, what exactly, you know, how I'm getting jumbled up in my words, but I think you understand what I'm asking.
We actually start as young as 7th grade.
Okay.
Excuse me. The rationale is if we start them at 7th, they can start getting familiar with the schools.
Okay.
So middle school, they learn the familiarity about the schools. 9th grade is where they start deciding, you know, their top 5.
Mm-hmm.
My 10th through 12th, well, 10th and 11th graders, they start learning how to write. Because the gap that a lot of our scholars have when they come to us, they write like they text. Okay. And we have to teach them how to code switch, know when to use what type of language.
Yes.
So by the time they're 12th graders, they're ready to communicate and advocate for themselves for scholarships.
Okay.
And even though I go on the back end, I make them do that initial greeting. Hey, my name is such and such. I'm interested in your school. And they give them pretty much like their profile. Like, for instance, you say, hey, I'm Monique. I have a 3.0. I'm graduating from high school. My activities are. And then I go on the back end. Hey, I had a scholar reach out to you in regards to this. What is your decision? So we work all together. And so by the time that senior year, our goal every year is by January to have solid scholarships.
Okay.
Or solid information.
Okay.
And it's been successful the last 2 years.
Okay. All right. So you know, one of the things that really kind of piqued my interest is that you said that yourself, like whenever you graduated, that your GPA was not college material. How did you work to overcome that?
My
You know?
GPA, and I'm not even gonna lie, if my mom could ever send me that report card, it was a 1.9 when I graduated from high school.
Okay.
However, I redeemed myself. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm in doctoral school with honors, but
Oh my gosh. Let me clap my hands. That's awesome.
but yeah, I
Listen,
overcame
hold
that.
up. Monique, let me tell you this. So my son is in the next it's in the next room. He just stepped because he can hear the interview. And he's the one that I'm telling you that's graduating next month. He just came around the corner just to show me that he was clapping his hands too because he could hear that. I'm telling you, that is so impressive. So impressive. He's shaking his head now, telling me yes, ma'am.
Oh, tell him thank you. If he need help, I got him. If he need help, I got him.
All right, babe. We're gonna take her up on this offer. Go ahead.
So yeah, that what was my changing point is getting in an environment where everybody's winning.
Okay. Okay.
My college roommate was an engineer major. She tutored the basketball team. So I didn't learn algebra or math until I got to college. It's weird, but high schools, if you sit in the back or you're a trouble child, they just want you out their class, so they either gonna pass you or put you out. So when I got to college, I was in a nurturing environment where they just helped and loved me till it made me like, look, I can do this. I can learn. And I think all years my grades in college were higher than they've ever been in any school setting.
I love that. I love that. Well, I think the part that I'm missing, Monique, is so did you have to go to a community college in order to get into a 4 year? So how did you overcome the 1.9 GPA?
The 1.9 GPA is that I was a behavior kid. I know I don't look like I was, but
Oh, yeah.
so I was smart. I just played around. So what happened is when you go like freshman week, you get an opportunity to take different tests. So you don't have to take like remedial classes or what have you. And then also I became a member of the university chorus and a soloist, which was like, look, I want to tour, so I'm gonna keep my grades up. In college, they pay for everything. Like we staying in nice places, we're going to top quality dinners. And I didn't want to miss out on that kind of opportunity. So I just stayed afloat.
So you had the right incentives. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I was just kind of wondering, like if you even had any difficulties with colleges accepting you on the front end because your GPA was low. So they were open to it because technically you are paying for your education. It's not as if you are, it's not as if they were paying for you to come. You're paying to be there.
Well, not exactly. My parents were alum of the university that I went to.
Okay. Okay.
So it was a lot of obstacles that could have happened if it would have went a different way.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did get, other acceptance letters.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it comes down to the financial. So when you're awarded alumni scholarships and you're awarded private scholarships, it defrayed the cost. And my parents was like military or school. I'm not fit for the military because I don't like to exercise like that. So I was like, school it is.
I understand. I'd always said all my life, oh, I'll never join the military. One of my college girlfriends called me and talked me into it. And she wasn't even trying to talk me into it. She just decided to join the Air National Guard and she was telling her story. I was like, oh, I want to. Fell in love with the military. Fell in love with the military. I am. My husband was full-time military. I am a military dependent, but I served 8 years. And the only reason why I got out really is just because, I just think when it comes to, having a family environment that when you have two military members, there needs to be some stability in the home and somebody needs to be there, 24/7. So because of that, I ended up exiting out. But yes, I always had like, no, military is not the thing for me, but fell in love with it. Surely did. Okay. So with that, let me ask you this. So a big part of, our affirmation with the journals that we've done, it really kind of focuses around mindset, right? And so based on, having the right mindset, and again, I love the fact that you found the right incentives to motivate you to do the right thing so that you can redeem yourself in regard to your grades in high school. So, starting a nonprofit, I know that is not, it's easier to do the paperwork. I think, mind you, if you had to choose, doing the paperwork is a whole lot easier than having to keep up with all of the things that go into actually running the business. And again, you're going to have challenges regardless if it's a for-profit or a nonprofit. But for some of our audience members that are out there that are considering, getting into the nonprofit world, what advice would you give them? Tell us a little bit, maybe about a couple of struggles that you've had to deal with, how you were able to overcome those struggles, and then of course the lesson behind that, so that our people can connect and hopefully maybe kind of skip over some of those or go in, a little better equipped for whenever they get started on their journey.
Oh, wow. One thing I would say, definitely, just don't give up. Be consistent and persistent at the same time. I would say be consistent, because this has been since 2009. Well, no, even before then. 2004, because I was still teaching in Detroit. And I would go to banks and they would laugh like, this isn't a real legitimate business. How can you counsel people about going to school? In Detroit, it's only options of the big three or nothing. So, and I could have
not being a part of Detroit. I have no clue what you mean when you say
the car factories,
okay, okay,
Ford, GM, or Chrysler.
Gotcha. Okay,
that was like the career path that most people in the city of Detroit, they want their kids to do. So you had this bright, excited young lady telling people that they can go to HBCUs and they can go to college. It wasn't really like welcoming then. Okay. And I could have took that and given up easily. I could have just been like, okay, well, maybe next time. But I didn't. And flash forward to COVID, is when I have two best friends. I have my mentor, who is considered my best friend, and my best friend, Jamie. And they told me the same thing in two different ways. One is a little bit street, so I'm not going to say what he said. But my best friend was like, girl, this is your time to get your dream going. We can't go nowhere. We stuck in the house with COVID. Either you go crap or get off the pot. And I was like, Jamie, why are you talking to me like this? She said, Monique, you've been doing this on the side for free. Turn it into something that you can make money off of, or turn it into something that you can build on. Mm-hmm. And I took all of this stuff, because I usually don't like to disappoint people. I can't stand when my friends fuss at me. Mm-hmm. So I got my paperwork, and I don't know. I mean, sometimes people say, if you can't explain it and it's all coming to you at once, it's favor. Mm-hmm. I just believe that it was just the right time. Mm-hmm. One of my other affirmations is delayed, not denied. Mm-hmm. So when I get rejected from something, or even my GPA was bad, okay, it was delayed, not denied. When my time to have an honor roll yet, mm-hmm. But now it is. Mm-hmm. And so looking back at everything that it took to get this to where it is, I definitely, I'm like, it's nobody but God. We was acknowledged here, I want to say a couple months ago, and I didn't put reality into when I started looking at old pictures. Okay. And I was like, the Spurs, why do they want me at their game? I don't even watch the basketball games like that. But it was African American Heritage something. And they acknowledged our organization at halftime. And I didn't cry, though. I was good, because usually I'm a big crybaby mm-hmm. when it comes to awards and stuff. Mm-hmm. But to see that they thought that much of us, and I was like, goodness, and acknowledge what we do. And then we've got other things too, but I'm saying it's nobody but God, and the parents and people that believe in our organization is why we are where we are.
Very good, very good, very good. So for someone, so basically your advice is, one, definitely never give up, to kind of keep to it. I love that. I love the, basically looking at it as looking at it as a denial versus a no. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it may just be a timing thing. Like you're all different things that may come into why things aren't necessarily moving, with the flow that we sometimes want it to move, and we are tempted to give up or try to find, a way around the block. So I love that. I do. I love that. So when it comes to encouraging women, I do love that you have your own affirmations, and that apparently sounds like that's something that you do, on a regular basis. I was saying with a guest earlier that my friend got a good friend, and he says, wherever you end up in life, your mind got there first, right? So, if that's true, right, which we know definitely is true, like, we, initially, the chairs that you and I are sitting in now, originally, honestly, that was a thought, that was a dream, that was that was an inspired revelation given to someone to create at some point, right? It started off as a thought, but then, giving time, giving time, and really kind of strategizing on how to bring the chair to life. That's something, that takes a little bit more effort, but like if you have the right mindset, just like you said, not to give up and continue with the thing, almost anything is possible. So I love that, love that, love that. Let's take this time to transition into your affirmation. So, as I mentioned earlier, today, y'all, we have another affirmation book coming out, and this one's called Affirmations of a CEO on the Move. And so, again, if you're a CEO out there, if you're someone who is looking to be sure, like, at the beginning of the year, we all set goals, right? We all have things that we want to accomplish, right? And so you put the goal in place, right? But you got to have the right mindset in order to accomplish that goal. So, you're motivated initially with just with the opportunity to accomplish the goal, but it's really your affirmation. It's the thing that you say to yourself on a regular basis that keeps you in that positive steps, continuing to move in the same direction so that you can overcome whatever issues are in front of you so that you can accomplish that goal. And so with that, I would love for you to share just a little bit, with our audience about your affirmation. Yeah, I know that you have more than one that's in the book. The one that we selected today, I'd love for you to just talk a little bit about that. I love it. Even when it seems like I'm not winning, I will trust the process. And so, Monique, please, speak to that woman out there that may be, struggling. She's in the process. She can't see the end just yet. She's working, but what would you say to her to kind of keep her moving? So with that, I give you the floor for a few minutes. Speak from your heart and do whatever you say, whatever, however you're led in order to encourage her.
Okay. What I would honestly say, this is so personal, and I'm glad you're providing this platform to speak about that. Even when it seems like I am not winning, I will trust the process. I guess that's just my life in general. I have been in so many different life situations where I have goals and I get like right to the finish point and the target is moved. And sometimes that's discouraging, but we must trust and have faith and believe that we can overcome any obstacle if we believe. Um, I've had several situations with this nonprofit where I'm thinking people aren't paying attention, parents aren't concerned, our scholars really don't want to go to school, it's their parents' dreams. And I look up and out of nowhere, I have a parent send me an email to say, hey, such and such is doing good in school. We really appreciate you. Can you help our cousin out? Or can you help our family member out? But as this applies to me, I'm being really vulnerable, I guess, at this moment. I've been in a situation where I have been without. I've been in a situation where I've been passed up for positions. I've been in situations where I'm thinking that I'm doing the right thing and blindsided by somebody else who totally gets the award. But what I will say honestly is your name is being mentioned in rooms that you don't even know of. And if you keep that faith and you keep that positive mindset, then you will see the reward at the end of the tunnel. I mean, like Miss Tiffany said earlier, it's almost going through a tunnel and you see the light, but you're not quite there yet. You have to have the right mindset and speak life into your situation so that it will happen. I say it again and again. I am not supposed to be where I am today only by the grace of God, faith, and prayers. And I know that sounds cliche-ish to someone who may be going through a struggle. But if you're vulnerable and open enough to trust the process, it will happen. It took me, oh my goodness, 2004 to 2021 to start living my purpose and believing that I can have a successful nonprofit. So it starts with you. It starts with you believing that you can. It starts with you changing your mindset, and set reachable, attainable goals and cross them off as you do it. So I hope that helped. It truly helps me, but I hope it helped you in learning how to live out this affirmation.
Oh, I love that. Love it, love it, love it. It's beautiful. So I want to talk just a little bit. I want to, if you could pull that affirmation back up onto the screen for me. I want to talk just a little bit about affirmations and the right way to use them, right? Because I don't think everybody really understands like the power really of our spoken words, right? And how those words, they have power behind them. And so though you can't see your words have power, like they are spiritual in nature, right? And so whenever you speak, your words are almost like weapons, right? And so,
Yeah.
you want to imagine that you are firing a gun and that the gun is your mouth. Like that's where the words are being housed, right? And so, but when you speak, that is you literally you're pulling the trigger and the words are going out of your mouth. And then, of course, when a bullet makes entrance into a person, into a thing, right? Even into the air. In the air, though you can't see, you can see that it's moving. It's still causing the air around it. It's causing air to flow, in the opposite direction that the bullet itself is going, right? So your words have power. And so when you think about this affirmation that she shared, right? Even when it seems like I'm not winning, I will trust the process. Those are things that we believe that those words that they have power, right? They are literally changing the way that you think. You are creating physically, and there's science to prove this. You are creating new neurological pathways in your mind, right? And so if you continue to speak and to say these affirmations again, in our books, we have tons of them. In this one, there's 76 affirmations. And the one that's coming up, I think there's probably about 35, maybe 40 affirmations in the CEO on the Move. But just saying those things to yourself every day, you will begin to see change. One, in the way that you think, two, in the way that you respond to life, right? So you don't get to choose what happens to you in life, but you do get to choose the way that you respond, right? And so again, all of that's going to be based upon your life experiences and the things that you believe, the things that you say out of your mouth. All of those things play together. And so, our goal, Monique's goal, my goal, everyone that you'll see here on this channel, our goal is to really to empower and to equip you with words that are life-changing, words that can move rivers, right? That can part seas, words that can help you move from point A to point B. And so I would encourage you to take her affirmation and say that thing to yourself 10 times a day. Write it out on a pad, put it on a sticky note, tape it up in the bathroom mirror, put it inside your car dashboard, set it on your laptop, wherever it is that the places that you spend time. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you're doing a lot of laundry, put it in the laundry room, wherever it is that you're going to see that thing, right? And so that you can remember to say it. And I promise you, you will begin to be able to see fruit produced in your life. And so with that, we have about 30 seconds and then we need to And so, Monique, please let our audience know where they can connect with you real quick, okay?
Okay, well, you can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with me on Instagram. You can connect with me. Did I forget one? Twitter, LinkedIn. I think we're on just about every social media platform under ABC Youth Inc. And then also we have I think we're on YouTube as well, and it's the same. So we are always willing to help. If you need help, you can just send us an email. The email is the same. If you go into the website, if you just need consulting, like Miss Bell says, she has a son that's a senior that need help. We are always willing. It's never too late. So that's pretty much where you can get us. We do have a weekly newsletter. You can subscribe to that as well via the website. So we are really grateful that you allowed us this platform to talk about our affirmations and our mindset. I'm really privileged to also be an author in the book as well. So thank
Oh,
you so
you're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. Again, for those of you that would like to be able to connect with Monique, it's abcyouthfuturesinc.com. You want to connect with her at www.abcyouthfuturesinc.com. One more time, abcyouthfuturesinc.com. That is the place for you to connect with her. You can find her, like she said, on various social media. I think you just put in ABC Youth Futures, whether the ink is there or not. You get those first four letters, first four words, you got her. Okay. So be sure to connect with her. Again, I thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you all. If you would like to be able to purchase copies of the book, you can purchase them directly from Monique. They're not quite ready yet. They're coming up, but be sure that you keep her contact information handy so that you connect with her when it's ready. And if you have a child that's in school, 7th grade and up, and you're looking to get them into college, get them prepped, be sure I want you to go to abcyouthfuturesinc.com so that you can connect with Monique. All right, so Miss Monique, thank you again for today. And with that, you guys, I look forward to bringing you another episode of the CEO Corner. We will see you soon. Take care.